Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you probably noticed in this review and the last, I'm not in my usual spot. Well, that's because I'm on vacation right now and I'm trying to get to as many movies as I possibly can while I am doing that. And this one today is one that I've been so excited to see, so excited to talk about, and now I can finally speak on it. That, of course, is Sing Sing, directed by Greg Kwedar, starring Colman, Domingo, Clarence Divine Eye Macklin, Sean San Jose, and Paul Racy, and this basically takes place within the maximum security prison Sing Sing, as this group of prisoners forms this acting troupe to get in touch with their own humanity and be able to express themselves in a way they perhaps hadn't before, and the dynamics that are going on between them and everything in between. This movie has been getting rave reviews ever since its premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival last year, which unfortunately I did not get to see this film. It wasn't on my radar till after the fact. But everybody has been saying since that this is the movie that's going to win Colman Domingo his Oscar. This is the movie that's going to win Best Picture, even over Dune Part 2, which after seeing that film, it's kind of hard to believe anything could beat it, of course. So on that regard, I think that this is a film that's certainly going to speak to a lot of people, especially Academy members. It very much is a story of triumph and redemption and humanity just shining through every single pore. And of course, how we are moved by the arts, how it brings us together. It very much is a film that the Academy would love in that regard. Do I think it's better than Dune Part 2? No. But besides the point, I do think it is a pretty poignant story, and I think there's so much about this that stood out, kind of like the idea of trying to fight the system within when the system is basically used to keep you there. And I definitely think that there's a reality to the situations that were playing out in these characters' lives. Speak very, very clearly to real life, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that all of these actors, except Domingo and Paul Racy, of course, are Academy Award nominees. Like, these are all people from within this institution and from which this program has been derived by. And so it's really, really authentic seeing these guys play out their own stories on screen. And just some amazing, amazing standouts in this cast. I think one that I have to mention, Sean Dino Johnson, is really, truly incredible in the few scenes that he has. And so many members of the supporting cast leap out to me immediately. Sean San Jose is really remarkable, especially in this one scene where he has this heart-to-heart with Colman Domingo's character. Truly, truly incredible. But I really think, to me, the two standouts in this movie that you're going to hear everybody talking about are, of course, Clarence Divine Eye Macklin and Colman Domingo. Clarence Divine Eye Macklin, man, if he does not get a Best Supporting Actor nomination, that's it for me, man, because as soon as he walks on the screen in this movie, he steals every second he is in the film. And just to see his evolution as quite literally a person, since this is his story, unfold like that is just really, really so gratifying. And I really love all the work he does in this film. Just truly a force to be reckoned with, and I really hope someone that we see for some time going forward. But I think the way this film is going to take off, he's probably going to get that Oscar nomination. But Colman Domingo, I mean, come on. I mean, what do I really need to say about Colman Domingo? He is the star of the show and really gives a tremendously subtle performance in so many heartbreaking ways. I think there's one scene in this film that quite frankly might be the best acted scene of the year, and I would not be surprised if, well, he's definitely going to pick up a second Best Actor nomination for this, but I wouldn't be surprised if he won too. There's still some competition, so I can't say for certain. But Domingo is yet again another revelatory performance from this guy, one of the best actors working today, and I'm really glad to see him reach this level of success at this point in his career. And I think another reason why this film holds so much power is just the accounts that these guys tell truly are very sobering. And I can imagine for a lot of people in there that is the case too, you know, having these things unfold in front of them, or just, you know, having these very honest and frank dialogues with each other about how this has kind of opened them up to their own humanity a bit more, to try to overcome the anger, try to overcome the grief. It's really a powerful story and a powerful program that I think, you know, most prisons need to be looking at something like this to kind of be able to reform their inmates a bit better and really just create something special. Because this is, they even say this in the film, this is all these guys have at this juncture in their life, you know, whether they are going to stay locked up there for a little bit longer or indefinitely. You know, this is something that gives them purpose and the will to get up in the morning and go on, you know, moving forward. I guess my thing with this film, though, it wasn't very plot heavy, and I'm not saying that's always a bad thing. I mean, unless you're something like Zone of Interest, which is a very experimental narrative, so I appreciated the approach in that regard. But I feel like with this kind of story in particular, it's very much like, okay, there's few things that could have been fleshed out more, and I wanted to see more of a through line through certain events, because there's another movie that just came out recently that's very similar in a different way, and that's Ghostlight. And I think I prefer Ghostlight a bit more, to be quite honest, because I think there is more of a narrative thrust to that film, and the way the finale builds, it's quite powerful, which isn't to say that this movie is devoid of powerful moments. There are so many throughout the course of this movie, and I would say that I almost absolutely love this film, and if I see it again, I just might. But I think there's some things that could have been paid off a bit more, or could have been linked together a bit better to make this a tighter narrative. I really don't see how this is, you know, a screenplay frontrunner in that regard. And it's a very good screenplay from Clint Bentley and Greg Kwedar, but I just feel like it isn't as tight as some other movies that are competing this year and other movies that have come out. So I'm really curious to see where that goes. But I still think that this is going to get a lot of attention, as it should. It's a beautiful, beautiful story that I think a lot of people need to see and experience for themselves, because it's truly beautiful the way it comes together, even if I think the execution of it is fairly standard compared to some other movies we have seen in this same regard, or just in general. But regardless, I'm going to give Sing Sing an 8 out of 10. Very, very high 8 out of 10 at that, and a very solid recommendation for me. This is going to be one of those movies that's a must-see for the rest of the year, considering how much it is going to be talked about going forward. Definitely be on the lookout for this come award season, because it's going to pick up a lot of nominations, even though I personally don't think I would pick it to win Best Picture. It's probably going to get in there, and it's certainly one I want to see again when it goes wide. I believe the first weekend in August. So stay on the lookout for that, and of course smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you'd enjoyed my review of Sing Sing, and let me know what you thought about this movie down in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and of course I'm going to be bringing a lot more reviews this coming week like that of Twisters, and the list goes on, but you'll see it all in due time. And until then, you guys have yourselves a good one.